We invited the former Prime Minister, His Excellency Raila Odinga, so that we can share lunch with him. And we have deliberated on quite a number of things affecting this country. And we will give one of us that opportunity to brief you on what we discussed over lunch and how we intend to go about the deliberations as leaders from the Mount Kenya community and the other issues affecting us, notably corruption and things like that. So we want to invite Honorable Kabado, who will talk on behalf of all of us. And then after that, he can take questions and answers, and after that, we'll be done. Thank you. We also have professionals with us. Mount Kenya Professional Association with us, and the chairman is somewhere here with us, right over here. So it is quite a big group, and this is just the beginning of it anyway. Others will still be coming as we go on. So karibu sana, Mheshimiwa Kabado.
So if I were just to highlight among those who are here, the Mount Kenya Professional Association, you have former Deputy Speaker, Kembi is there. You have former Minister, Joshua Toro is here. Former Chairman of Defense Committee of Parliament is here. Two-decade member in the National Assembly, Jega Mungai from Moro is here. Member from Kinagop is here. You have leaders of the Democratic Party led by Bwana Saya Kioni and Bwana Wambogo Nyamo. You have pioneer professional achievers from Mount Kenya led by Dr. Mwangi Mutai Joroli and many others. So we have had a very good meeting with His Excellency Raila Odinga in his office, after which we pulled ourselves together and requested him to come for lunch. He gladly accepted, and we have had more than 3 hours of working lunch. He has given us a very detailed brief about the handshake, the 9-point agenda, the roadmap to changing Kenya, the roadmap to improving Kenya, the roadmap of reunification and reconciliation of the Republic of Kenya. We do understand very well the challenges that lie ahead on the efforts by His Excellencies, the President of the Republic of Kenya, Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, and his partner in these efforts, His Excellency Raila Odinga. That said, we gathered here today representing very many caucuses that have been meeting in the recent past, including the professional associations, the welfare associations, the cultural associations, the business groups that we have seen speaking, meeting His Excellency Raila, and also meeting His Excellency Uhuru Kenyatta, have one resolve, a strong resolve that is informed and driven by the desire to make things work. And that is to firmly and consciously support the handshake, to cascade the efforts, take to the grassroots, spread to our communities, to our villages and to our associations, the efforts of achieving the 9-point agenda. And that's exactly the main agenda that we are discussing with His Excellency Raila Odinga. And from here, there will also be a communique to relevant offices, including that of the President, of the desire to consolidate these efforts. Number 2, that we strongly support the crusade to crack down on runaway corruption. And from here, on our own now, and having also informed His Excellency Raila Odinga, we also want to inform His Excellency Uhuru Kenyatta through a special communique, but also to pronounce through the media that Mr. President, crack the whip. Be merciless crack the whip, purge government of the merchants of impunity and the barons of corruption. Number two, to ask those who serve in offices bestowed on them through the vote that was received by both the Jubilee Party and the NASA coalition to stop sabotaging the effort by His Excellency the President on lifestyle audit. We are asking those leaders who hold offices in the trust, in the National Assembly, in the Senate, and elsewhere, who are making statements to undermine the President and the efforts so desired by the Republic of Kenya to bring the desired change, to stop it. And if they don't agree that Kenya needs to crack down and to purge, to finish corruption, then the offices they hold are being abused. So we're asking the President, Mr. President, Your Excellency, Rais wa Jamhuri ya Kenya, Uhuru Kenyatta, crack the whip. Those who are supporting the entrepreneurs in the National Assembly, those who are supporting the traders in counterfeits, give way and stop it. Stop sabotaging the President. Stop undermining the handshake. This is a moment that is unstoppable, and we have gathered here today to declare our total, unequivocal, and unapologetic support, and it is now or never for the Republic of Kenya. Mr. President, crack the whip. Stay with Raila Odinga. Remain together. Correct the mistakes that were made in 1960s, in 1970s, in 1980s, in 1990s, in the year 2000s. Mr. President, crack the whip. Stay on course with His Excellency Raila Odinga. We have you on course. You have our unconditional support. Asante sana.
Thank you. We have the chairman of DP here. The chairman of Democratic Party.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Esau Kioni. I'm the national chairman of Democratic Party of Kenya. I'm here on behalf of the members of DP. Everyone knows what DP means. DP declares now that we support the handshake of Mheshimiwa Rais Uhuru Kenyatta, Mheshimiwa Raila Odinga, that we witnessed on 9th March. That handshake brought a lot of change after that. We as DP from last year were always desirous for the two to come out together and dampen the tension that was prevailing in the country at the time. Now that the two are together, and we have always said that without them being together, this country was driving into dragons of trouble. And I personally stated one time that Kenya at the time was a volcano, and rumblings were under before eruption. And only the two could bring down those tensions in this country. We are happy today. We have been here for lunch with the Mheshimiwa Raila, and we are assured the two that Kenyans are behind them. And anyone thinking otherwise, I'm sorry for him. We have some people going around downplaying the handshake. The handshake, I can tell them today, means quite a lot for the common Kenyan. Thank you, and thank you very much.
General of the Kenya Alliance of Independent Candidates. We are here also to support and to join hands with our fellow leaders in joining hands with His Excellency Raila Odinga. The nation will remember very clearly that a group of us on October 15th and again on October 17th, 2017, advocated and came out publicly in the media to request His Excellency the President to join hands with Raila Odinga and return peace to this nation. That time nobody understood the language we were speaking. That time people threw stones at us and called us all sorts of names. But in the fullness of time, I think the nation has come to learn that what we were saying, what we were advocating, and what we had recommended and suggested was in the best interest of the Republic of Kenya and the Kenyan people. We are happy today that the President Uhuru Kenyatta and His Excellency Raila Odinga have joined hands, and returned peace to this nation. We are calling on everybody, everywhere, leaders, citizens alike, follow the leadership of the two leaders who are joining hands and bringing peace back to this country. There are those out there who are wishing to take us back to the days of ethnic division and chauvinism. And that we cannot accept, that we cannot stand, and we must condemn in the strongest possible terms. Kenya needs peace over and above everything else. And those who want to call rallies and undermine the president and his initiative of shaking hands with Raila Odinga, His Excellency Raila Odinga, and undermine the initiative and the agenda that they are now espousing and spreading across the country, that we condemn. And we must condemn in the strongest possible terms. Kenyans need peace, Kenyans need unity, Kenyans need that in order to thrive, in order to develop, in order to enhance the economic agenda of this country, in order especially also to enhance the agenda of the Big Four of His Excellency the President. Without peace and unity, none of that will happen. So we must strongly tell our colleagues in Parliament, tell our colleagues in leadership, unite, stop fighting, stop throwing stones at one another. Hold hands, join the President, join His Excellency Raila Odinga, join us in uniting this country. Let us put the weapons down. Let us have peace amongst us. And let us return peace and unity back to this country. And that is where our development and our unity and our strength will come from. Thank you very much.
Okay, we have the chairman, Mount Kenya Professionals.
We have one thing to tell you. And we want each and every professional to listen to advise the people of Kenya professionally that for the Big Four to work, we must embrace handshake. For the Big Four to work, we must embrace handshake. The government of His Excellency the President Uhuru Kenyatta and His Excellency Raila Odinga are now together. There's nothing we can do. We can only work that way. And that is the direction. So about 2022, as professionals, we are not discussing. We are not discussing about 2022 now. We are discussing the Big Four agenda and the handshake. How are we going to ensure the people of Kenya develop? The people of Kenya reach to where they are looking for. Our president is determined to crack down corruption. And you professionals who are there, who you are aiding corruption, I'm telling you, stop it. Stop it. If you want to see the generation and the generation of this country to proceed and to see the years that you have, stop corruption. Stop aiding corruption. For those few remarks, embrace the handshake. God bless you.
Thank you, gentlemen.